Hello everybody, and welcome to another craft tutorial from the Richland Community Library. My name is Anna, and I will be taking you through this take and make craft tutorial on how to make book turkeys. They might look super complicated, but they are very easy to do. Before we begin, I do want to draw your attention to the description box below the video. In it you will find links to the written instructions for this craft that will include the supply list. You will also find the link to the registration for the event. If you haven't had a chance to register to get your own book kit, I suggest you do that. Keep in mind supplies are limited, so if you missed out and didn't get a chance to register or was full when you went to go register, you can still follow along and do this craft. You would just be responsible for securing your own supplies. So without further ado, let's begin and make some awesome book turkeys. First, let's go over the supply list. So if you got one of our kits, you will receive the following items. The first being a hardcover book. We removed the plastic around it, now it's just the main hardcover. Next, you will need a bunch of extra pages. You need about 45 to 50. And of course, you will receive a turkey face. In addition to the supplies you got in your kit, the things you will need from home is going to be a hot glue gun, as well as some clear tape. So the first step you're going to do is you're going to make your cones for your feathers for the turkey. The easiest way to do this is to fold your paper in half and score it along the top. This gives you a good starting point to get the tip of your cone. You're going to fold in one side using that score mark as kind of a mark for where your tip is going to be. Fold in with your hands, then take the second portion of the paper and kind of roll it into the top portion. It's really tricky to explain, so my best suggestion would be just to watch my hands and what they're doing. When you finally get it to a perfect cone shape, you're going to just use the clear tape to secure it. Because it's just book paper, it secures very easily. It might take a couple tries before you get comfortable with this, but you're rolling about 45 to 50 of them, so you've got plenty of time to get really, really good at rolling these cones. The next step is you're going to move those to the side, and you're going to get your hardcover book, the one that has the pages cut. Then you're going to start folding. You're going to take the top right corner of the very first page, and you're going to fold it down to the bottom of the inside corner and fold it over so you're making a triangle. You're going to repeat this step for every single page in the book. I suggest maybe doing this while you're watching television or maybe listening to an audiobook because it's a little monotonous, but it's well worth it. You just go through and fold all the pages. Alright, once I have all my pages folded, I'm just going to let them go where they may, and you have the body of your turkey. Alright, so this next step, I do my best to show you. It's a little tricky if you're not looking directly at the craft, but you're going to take your cone, and using your hot glue gun, you're going to put some glue along the front. I'm going to call it the front. It's the front of the lower portion of the cone. And you're going to just hot glue it to the back end of your folded pages. So you're going to repeat this all along the back for your very first row. And again, that's just placing some hot glue gun at the bottom of the cone and kind of pushing it in. You're going to want to leave some of the cone height so that you can see it at the top of the book pages, and you're just going to follow along that entire row. After I get a couple on either side, I like to go and put the center one in. That way, when I go to put the next ones on either side, it's roughly even. You can, however, do this method however you like. This is the part where you can kind of get as creative as you'd like to and make those feathers as full or as sparse as you'd like to. Once you have the very first row, that's kind of what it's going to look like in the back. The next row is going to glue right behind the first row. You're going to want to give yourself a little bit more height on those cones so they really stick up. And you're going to want to glue it to the cones in front of it. Don't expect this to go perfectly. Again, you just kind of want to put some glue at the bottom and tuck it behind the very first row. I like to go in between each cone. Makes it easier, and it's also easier for the cones to stick to each other. Once you get another row, then you can go in and kind of find the spots where maybe it's not as full and stick some more of those feathers until you've kind of got a full back. And there you go. There's your there are all your cone wings. Then just take that turkey head, like I said before, both sides, glue them together or tape them together, and all you got to do is stick it right in the center of your turkey. And voila, you have a book turkey, perfect for the centerpiece for your Thanksgiving table. Thanks for joining us for another Take and Make craft tutorial. Keep an eye out for future crafts. Thank you.